Welcome to the May edition of Ant's News Video. You will find various initiatives for the Feast of Mary Help of Christians and other interesting events and initiatives in favor of the young people in the Salesian world. All these await you. Enjoy the vision. RMG Spain, Rector Major's visit to Canary Islands. The Rector Major, Father Ángel Fernández Artime, visited the Canary Islands from the 2nd to the 5th of May as part of the celebrations for the 75th anniversary of the presence of Salesians in La Orotava and the centenary of the Salesian presence in Las Palmas. During his visit, he met with Salesians, members of the Salesian family, educators, youth, church and civil authorities. The first day was dedicated to the meeting with the youth and also with the Bishop of the Diocese of Niva, Bishop Bernardo Alvarez Alonso, and the Mayor of La Laguna, Honorable Luis R. Gutierrez Pires. Day 2 was also dedicated to the visit to the headquarters of Fundación Don Bosco Salesianos Social and then to La Orotava, where he met the entire educational pastoral community and Salesian family. Day 3 was dedicated to the visit to Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, where he took part in the centennial celebrations of the Salesian presence, together with the Salesian family, during which he also met Bishop José Mazuelos Pérez, Bishop of the Canary Islands. The Rector Major thanked the educators and the Salesians for their dedication in nurturing the Salesian mission faithfully. Team visit, Central and Northern Europe region. The team visit to the Europe Central and North region took place from 9th to 13th May at Valdoco, Turin, under the leadership of the Rector Major, together with the sector councillors, regional councillor, and the delegate for the secretariat of the Salesian family, and the provincial councils of the 16 provinces, 1 vice province, and 1 provincial delegation, altogether totaling of 118 participants. The discussions on collaboration and synergy in congregational projects, the future of the region, integration and collaboration, common challenges and prospects, results of Project Europe, etc., did bring a lot of awareness and insights on the current situation and the need for planning and consolidation for the future. The days were spent in a lot of sharing and group discussions, and it did bring a lot of fraternity and a positive spirit among the participants. Turin, Feast of Mary Help of Christians. The Feast of Mary Help of Christians took place on the 24th of May 2023 at a grand scale in Valdoco, the epicenter of the Salesian charism and devotion to Mary. The feast was well preceded by well-prepared novena, and on the eve of the feast, the Vespers presided by the Rector Major, the special rosary and Mass in the evening set the tone for the feast. The feast day had 7 Eucharistic celebrations, of which the 9:30 a.m. Mass was presided over by Father Leonardo Mancini, Provincial of Piedmont, followed by Mass at 11 a.m. presided over by Monsignor Carlo Mazza, Spiritual Assistant of the Shrines of Italy. The evening Mass was solemnized by the Rector Major, Father Ángel Fernández Artime, in the presence of a large gathering of young people from the Salesian youth movement and the Salesian family. Following the Mass, despite the rain, thousands of pilgrims joined the car procession to accompany the Blessed Mother through the city streets of Turin. The procession, accompanied by recitations of the Rosary and hymns sung by the choir, concluded with the message of the Archbishop of Turin, Monsignor Roberto Ripoll, and with the blessing of Mary Help of Christians. Turin, Salesian Family World Advisory Council 2023. The World Advisory Council of the Salesian Family took place from 19th to 21st May at Valdoco, Turin, embodying a spirit of fraternity, communion, and the sharing of Salesian spirituality. There were delegates representing the 32 groups, of which a good number were the superiors of the different groups. The days of sharing and reflection, together with 2 pilgrimages to Salesian places, Colle Don Bosco and to Mornese, accompanied by reflection on the characterizing elements of Salesian spirituality and mission, made the consulta very special. The last day was dedicated to group discussion, which was followed by the summary from all the groups, during which proposals for the 2024 Strenna were also shared. The consulta concluded with the Holy Eucharist, celebrated by the Rector Major in the Basilica of Mary Help of Christians. Livorno, Rector Major's visit for 125 years of Salesian presence. On 27th and 28th of May 2023, Livorno celebrated 125 years of Salesian presence with a series of joyful events titled Happy Now and Eternity. Father Angel Fernandez Artime, the 10th successor of Don Bosco, arrived at Livorno Central Station on the 27th afternoon, followed by a boat ride through the canals to the Fortezza Vecchia, where he received a warm welcome from a diverse crowd and local authorities. Bishop Simone Giusti praised the Salesians for their remarkable impact in Livorno, and the theme of happiness permeated the celebrations. The Rector Major shared insights on happiness, emphasizing the role of love and simple gestures with the young people. The festivities included performances by young talents, a delightful dinner with the Livorno Oratory, and an evening program at the Salesian Theatre and Cinema, and the Holy Eucharist on the Solemnity of Pentecost, celebrated by Father Angel. They were 2 days filled with Salesian energy that revitalized the whole city of Livorno with a joyful Salesian spirit. Rome. New provincial economers meet at OOPS. The course for the newly appointed provincial economers took place at the Salesian Pontifical University in Rome between 15th to 19th of May 2023. There were 14 new provincial economers from 6 Salesian regions participating in the course. Brother Jean-Paul Muller, the Economer General, opened the session by discussing the role and functions of Salesian administrators. The course combined theoretical and practical sessions including case studies. Brother Muller chaired a session on the handbook for the provincial economer, while Father Luis Botasso explained the significance of the Red Book in relation to legal aspects. Dr. Andreas Macinik from Pax Bank International delivered a talk on ethical financial criteria. Brother Alberto Rodriguez, president of Don Bosco in the World Foundation, and Dr. Fabio Bocconi presented on the crucial theme of financial reporting. Doctors Pietro Tardini and Alex Garattoni from the consulting firm Compagnia Privata discussed financial decision-making processes. The participants were also given a demonstration of a digital portal for data collection and sharing. There were also visits organized in the evenings to Sacro Cuore and to the catacombs of Saint Callistus. Vatican. Presentation of the book, The Charism of Presence and of Hope. The much-awaited presentation of the book, The Charism of Presence and of Hope, was presented on 30th May at the Teutonic College in the Vatican City in the presence of Salesian cardinals and bishops, international journalists, personalities from the field of communication, from the publishing world, religious men and women, and other special invitees. The whole event was coordinated by Father Giuseppe Costa, the author of the book and the co-spokesperson of the Salesian congregation. The main speakers of this event were the director of ACI Stampa, Angelo Ambroghetti, Domenico Agasso, the La Stampa journalist, Eva Fernandez, Cadena Coppes, correspondent for Italy, Gianni Cardinale, journalist of Avvenire, and Javier Martinez Brocal, ABC's correspondent for the Vatican. The speakers passionately presented their affinity to the Salesian mission and to Don Bosco, and brought into limelight the various messages that come forth powerfully in the various animation visits of the Rector Major in the year 2022. Africa-Madagascar region. Yaoundé, Regional Congress of Salesian Brothers. The second edition of the Regional Congress of Salesian Brothers of the Africa-Madagascar region was held at Yaoundé, Cameroon from 24th to 29th May under the motto, Walking with Raphael and Tobias, Cycling with Artemide. It was hosted by the Vice Province, Our Lady of Africa, of Equatorial Tropical Africa, and was accompanied by the Regional Councillor of Africa-Madagascar, Father Alphonse Owudu. The Congress brought together 39 Salesian brothers from 13 Salesian circumscriptions, as well as 9 Salesian priests, including the Superior of the Vice Province, Father Roland Mensah. The Congress featured 10 topics of reflection presented by 11 speakers, including Salesian priests, Salesian brothers, a sister from the congregation of Saint Paul de Chartres, and a Salesian cooperator. The sessions had immense formative value, bringing intellectual, human, vocational, and spiritual enrichment to the participants. This Congress was a significant moment for the Salesian Brothers as it consolidated their identity and mission to the youth, encouraging them to respond to the needs and challenges of the present time in a charismatic way. Angola. Pilgrimage to the Shrine of Mary Help of Christians. The national pilgrimages to the Shrine of Mary Help of Christians in Ndalatando, Kwanza Norte, resumed with great enthusiasm and participation under the theme, With Mary, Light of the People, on the Synodal Path. On Friday, May the 19th, a multitude of faithful from Salesian works and various parishes arrived, including over 500 predominantly young people who traveled on 2 trains from Luanda. A significant number of pilgrims embarked on a walk to the future site of the new shrine of Mary Help of Christians, located 2.5 kilometers from the city, where Father Martin Lazarte, the superior of the Angola Vice Province, invited everyone to pray a Hail Mary for the realization of this dream. The procession honoring Mary Help of Christians commenced, guided by priests, nuns, and acolytes, with a car carrying the statue of Mary, leading thousands of participants. The Democratic Republic of Congo, pilgrimage in honor of Mary Help of Christians in Goma. On May 21st, thousands of members of the Salesian family gathered for the 17th pilgrimage in honor of Mary Help of Christians. The pilgrimage took place in Lubumbashi, Congo, where the Marian Don Bosco city is located. The pilgrimage covered a distance of approximately 10 kilometers with participants, including the youth of the oratory, students, the Salesian Youth Movement core group, sympathizers, and many first-time attendees participating in it with great devotion. The pilgrimage concluded with a Sunday Mass presided over by Father Trifon Calimira, Vice Provincial of the Central Africa Province, and concelebrated by several Salesians. America South Cone Region. Chile. Inauguration of new infrastructure at Don Bosco Calama. The Technical Industrial Institute, Don Bosco Calama, inaugurated the fifth phase of its infrastructure. It consisted in the setting up and handing over of the second and third floors of the administrative building, which has an area of 900 square meters divided over 3 floors. The councillor for the America Southern Cone region, Father Gabriel Romero, the Metropolitan Archbishop of the Antofagasta region, Bishop Ignacio Ducase, the legal representative of the Don Bosco Calama Institute, Father Hector Vasquez, the headmaster, Johnny Asensio, and the director of the Don Bosco Antofagasta School, Father Juan Bustamante, were present for the event. It was another blessing for the province of Chile. Brazil. Indigenous Peoples Day in Campinapolis. The students, teachers, and staff of Couto Magalhães State School in Campinapolis gathered for the Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous Peoples Day in Brazil was established in 1943 and is celebrated annually to acknowledge the importance of indigenous peoples to the country's history and culture, as well as to draw attention to the struggle to preserve their traditions and respect their rights. To commemorate the date, a series of activities were held at the school, including sessions on the indigenous people of Brazil, focusing particularly on the Xavante culture. The events included traditional performances of songs, dances, poems, and more. Preserving a culture and its history is of great importance. Argentina. Feast of Mary Help of Christians in Colonia Vignod. More than 25,000 people gathered at Colonia Vignod in the province of Cordoba, Argentina, for the traditional procession in honor of Mary Help of Christians, who has been the patron saint of agricultural activities in Argentina for 70 years. It was a very moving event with 25,000 people, including 500 on horseback, who flocked to the shrine of Mary Help of Christians located in the Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Jesus to venerate the Beloved Mother. In addition to the day-long masses, with the main celebration presided over by the diocesan bishop, Bishop Pedro Torres, and confessions, it was a festive day where the pilgrims also had rides, recreational activities, and a fair with over 300 booths of handicrafts of all kinds of items. East Asia Oceania region. Vietnam. Conference of Salesian Delegation in North Vietnam. From the 3rd of May to the 5th of May, the Salesians of the North Vietnam delegation gathered together to evaluate the 3-year plan and establish action plans for the near future. The Salesian Provincial of Vietnam, Father Barnabas Leon Phong, along with other members of the Provincial Council, attended the conference. Following the opening mass, presided over by the Provincial, the Salesians from North Vietnam fraternally shared their reflections and experiences. The delegation's challenges, issues, and future directions were discussed with sincerity and frankness. Vietnam. First Salesian Student Congress. On April 29th, at the Don Bosco Post Novitiate in Dalat City, over 350 students from Saigon, Con Tho, and Dalat participated in the first Salesian Student Congress organized by the Youth Ministry of the Salesian Vietnam Province. The purpose of the Congress was also to celebrate the 30th, 15th, and 5th anniversaries of the establishment of boarding schools in Saigon, Dalat, and Con Tho, respectively, and to foster connections among the students of the Salesian centers while promoting the holistic education of the young people. Hong Kong, East Asia Oceania, 10th Regional Congress of the Salesian Cooperators. The 10th Regional Congress of the Salesian Cooperators took place in Hong Kong from the 24th to the 28th of May. Nearly 100 participants from 13 EAVO countries, who represent 7 ASC provinces, took part in the meeting. The World Councillor for the EAVO region, Mr. Philip Yu, the Regional Councillor for EAVO, Father Joseph Nguyen Thiem Phuoc, and the World Delegate for the Association of Salesian Cooperators, Brother Dominic Nam, and the World Council Coordinator for Cooperators, Mr. Antonio Boccia, were present for the Congress. Each day had 4 sessions, and the Congress was interspersed with a variety of programs and moments of sharing with the typical Hong Kong hospitality that made the days very memorable. The Congress concluded with the final Eucharist, celebrated on the solemnity of the Pentecost, presided by Father Joseph Phuoc, EAVO Regional Councillor in the Mary Help of Christians Parish. Sri Lanka. Inauguration of Don Bosco College Complex. The new DBI College Complex at Narammala was another gift to the Vice Province of Sri Lanka. It was inaugurated on the Pentecost Sunday, 28 May 2023, in the presence of Mr. Stefano Arosio, the collaborator of Opera Don Bosco, Milan, and Mr. Lorenzo Pagnaccio, the advocate of Don Bosco nel Mondo Foundation, and Father Ocean Miranda, the superior of the Vice Province, with many other local Salesians, diocesan priests, religious, school and college principals, teachers and the parents of the students. The new college complex building contains 11 lecture halls, 3 offices, girls' dormitory with all the facilities, and all other services for the young people. The DBI College Complex project was donated by the Don Bosco nel Mondo Foundation for the higher vocational education of the youth in Sri Lanka. This new complex will no doubt be a big blessing for the youth of Sri Lanka during this difficult time. India. Kolkata Salesians gear up for centenary celebrations. The centenary of the first Salesian province in India will be celebrated in 2026. To prepare for this important anniversary, the Salesian province of Calcutta inaugurated the celebrations on May 27th, recalling the day when the province was set up on 27th May in 1926 in the presence of Monsignor Thomas de Souza, Archbishop of Calcutta, who presided over the Eucharist at the historic Marian Shrine in Bandel. Present on this occasion were Father Joseph Pauria, the Provincial of the Province of Calcutta, Father Raphael Hyde, Provincial of the Society of Jesus, and 45 other priests. The cultural performances and dances by the groups of young Salesians and young people in the 5 language groups in the province, Bengali, English, Hindi, Nepali and Santali, added great color and joy to the occasion. The program concluded with a centennial hymn composed by Father I.C. Jacob and sung by the youth of the auxilium. Representatives of the Salesian family and various institutions were also present for the occasion. Central Northern Europe region. Poland, Savionalia 2023. The annual Savionalia Youth Festival was celebrated at Krakow this year between the 5th and 7th May 2023. Savionalia, I'm here. This exclamation of joy and enthusiasm was echoed by the participants of the Savionalia 2023 event, which saw more than 500 participants gathered at the Salesian Interprovincial Theological Student Aid Losiówka in Krakow. Savionalia is a youth festival named after the young saint of the Salesian oratory, Saint Dominic Savio, whose liturgical memory is celebrated on the 5th May in Poland. It was indeed a very meaningful event for the young. Poland, Provincial Pilgrimage of Ministrants of Wrocław Province. The 42nd edition of the Provincial Pilgrimage of Ministrants was organized by the Salesian province of Wrocław in Twardogora. The program consisted of 4 days of sports competitions, training sessions, recreation, and fellowship for altar service from diocesan and Salesian parishes in the province. Several activities took place, including an opening game with altar service and Salesians, liturgical formation, and Eucharist at the Shrine of Mary Help of Christians. The event was held on the theme identified this year for the formation of the youth of the PLO province, You Are Not Alone. Poland, National Congress of ADMA in Romania. On Saturday, May 6, 2023, the National Congress of the Polish Association of Mary Help of Christians, ADMA, began in Romania. The event started with the unveiling of the miraculous picture of Mary Help of Christians of Romania, accompanied by a Hail Mary prayer recited with fervor by all participants, reminiscent of the first Hail Mary uttered by Don Bosco with Bartolomeo Garelli in Turin. Among the many guests worth noting were the presence of the members from various groups of the Salesian family, Mrs. Katarzyna Maida, President of ADMA of the North Poland province, the provincial Father Tadeusz Elir, and representatives from other provinces. Poland, you are not alone. Program for young people from Wrocław Salesian Province Oratories. From May 19th to 21st, a youth meeting called Oratoriada on the theme You Are Not Alone was held in Hosianowo, Wrocław Province, which was attended by more than 200 young people from Salesian oratories in Poznań, Lubin, Wrocław, Częstochowa, and Tarnowski Góra. The days were filled with various thematic discussions and meetings on biblical evangelization and pastoral themes. A special moment of the Oratoriada was on Saturday evening, when each of the participants could present their intentions before the Blessed Sacrament. The meeting concluded with the Sunday Eucharist, presided over by Father Bartłomiej Polanski, Provincial of the Poland West Province. Inter-America region. Costa Rica, Salesian Youth Day. On Saturday, May 6th, as part of the feast of Dominic Savio, the Salesian Youth Movement of Costa Rica celebrated the Salesian Youth Day. The activity was held at the Salesian Center, St. Dominic Savio in Cartago, organized by the Salesian Cooperators of Costa Rica, with the animation of Father Jean-Paul Betancourt, SDB, and Sister Maria Bonilla, FMA. The meeting was attended by the SIM youth from the host center, the Don Bosco Center in Pires, Zeledon. Animators from the Garelli Festive Oratory of the Cedes Don Bosco, and SIM youth from the FMA houses. After the Eucharistic celebration, various activities kicked off, including soccer, volleyball, basketball, Zumba, games, and a shared lunch. In the afternoon, there was a space for animation and a time for Eucharistic adoration. It was a memorable gathering of the youth at Costa Rica. Mexico, Salesian family pilgrimage to Guadalupe. On May 5th, a large crowd of faithful gathered from Mexico City to take part in the 2023 pilgrimage of the Salesian family of South Mexico to the Virgin of Tepeyac, Our Lady of Guadalupe, the patroness of all Spanish-speaking communities and of the American continent in particular. This great pilgrimage included Salesians and members of all Salesian family groups present in southern Mexico, as well as students from SDB and FMA schools, youth, adults, elders, and families who live, collaborate, and participate in the Salesian charism in all its dimensions in the various Salesian works. The pilgrimage was led and accompanied by Father Ignacio Ocampo Uribe, the provincial, and the FMA provincial Sister Margarita Chavarria, and members of the respective provincial councils. Dominican Republic, 15th edition of the National Festival of the Song Message. On 27th May, the 15th edition of the National Festival of the Song Message was held in the Manuel Reda Hall of the School of Fine Arts under the motto, A Song to Creation, organized by the Art and Culture Department of the Salesian Youth Pastoral Department, dedicated to Monsignor Fabio Mamerto Riva Santos. The event was an artistic encounter that promoted Salesian, human and spiritual values through music, dance, theatre and audiovisual resources. Present for the festival were Father Jose Pastor Ramirez, the provincial, Father Patricio Ramirez, the youth pastoral delegate, together with many Salesians, well-wishers and the young people. This year, 10 Salesian houses from different cities where the Salesians are present took part: Barahona, Mao, La Vega, Moca, Santiago, Jarabacoa and Santo Domingo. The awards were given under the following categories: Best Letter Message, Best Music and Vocal Performance, Best Performance, Audience Award and Highest Award. Congratulations to the organizers for this meaningful initiative. Colombia. Pilgrimage to the Monument of Mary Help of Christians in Contratación. Thousands of people made a pilgrimage to the Monument of Mary Help of Christians in the municipality of Contratación, Colombia, recognized as a diocesan shrine on the 24th of May. The Salesian House of Contratación is part of the Salesian province of Colombia, Bogota, and for 68 years, the population has celebrated the patronal feast with a pilgrimage attended by faithful from various parts of the country. The celebration culminated in a solemn procession and a Eucharist featuring the consecration of various groups, including volunteers, new members of the Association of Mary Help of Christians, ATMA. Mediterranean region. Portugal, 27th edition of National Salesian Games. From April 28th to May 1st, the city of Évora, Portugal, hosted the 27th edition of the Salesian National Games after a 3-year break due to the pandemic. There were a total of 760 athletes, supported by 80 technical staff members who competed in football, volleyball, basketball and ping pong competitions for the 2023 edition of the Salesian National Games. Under the motto, Give Your Best, the event was organized by the Fundação Salesianos and the Salesians of Évora, aiming to promote values such as teamwork, respect, solidarity, and sportsmanship among young people from different schools and youth centers of the Salesians of Don Bosco and the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians across the country. Portugal, Salesian family and Salesian youth movement gather in Fatima. On 20th and 21st May, hundreds of members of the Salesian family and Salesian youth movement gathered in Fatima for their respective annual meetings and made its annual pilgrimage to the shrine of Our Lady of the Rosary in Fatima. In the year when the Church, particularly in Portugal, turns its attention to the celebration of the World Youth Day in Lisbon in August, the Salesian family chose as the theme of its 71st pilgrimage, With Mary, which set out in haste. The Salesian Provincial, Father Jose Anibal Mendonça, and the FMA Provincial, Sister Rosa Candida Gomez, and the Salesian family delegates were present for the meetings. At the end of the day, the Provincial, Father Mendonça, celebrated the Eucharist in the Basilica of the Most Holy Trinity. Bishop Joaquim Augusto da Silva Mendes, SDB, Auxiliary Bishop of Lisbon, presided at Sunday's Eucharist in the shrine. It was indeed a memorable Salesian time in Fatima. Spain, 1,800 participants at Cross Mary Help of Christians 2023 in La Orotava. In La Orotava, Spain, the Cross Mary Help of Christians gathered thousands of people for its 75th edition of one of the oldest popular races in the Canary Islands. More than 1,800 participants registered in the 22 categories spread over 8 distances. The categories included races for children, 5-kilometer race, 10-kilometer race, and races for differently abled individuals. This inclusive event holds great significance for all athletes participating. One of the most emotional moments of the day was the premier event, the 10-kilometer, a tough course full of ups and downs, but with a spectacular atmosphere where the fans did not stop cheering from the first to the last at the finish line. It was a memorable day and a celebration for the athletes, a different race organized by the Salesians of La Orotava School in the year of the 75th anniversary of the Salesian presence in La Villa de La Orotava. Spain, Feast of Salesian Province, Spain Saint James the Greater. On May 6th, the Salesian work in Pamplona welcomed 200 Salesians from the Spain Saint James the Greater province for a day of celebration and gratitude. Father Fernando Garcia, SSM Provincial, expressed gratitude for the presence of so many Salesians at the meeting and also paid tribute to the Salesians who were celebrating the 25th, 50th, 60th and 75th anniversaries of their first religious profession or priestly ordination. The Salesians of Pamplona presented the new educational center built in Sariguren on the outskirts of Navarre, where all the participating Salesians gathered. It was indeed a moment of fraternity and strong family spirit. That's all we have for you in this May edition. Thanks for watching Ant's news video, and we look forward to meeting you in the next news video bulletin. Do not forget to share Ant's news video with your confreres, beneficiaries and other members of the Salesian family. Thank you.